nataka Baunanuma Nanandatolasa Mai Suvananu.
Again.
Hello, hello.
Good evening, Mr. Smith.
Hello.
Yes, your new seat looks very comfortable.
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah. My bar stool was playing havoc with my back.
Well, as long as it was only your back, we're not worried.
Are they having a shortage of razor blades, Adrian?
Yes, I am. Yes, yes. It's called retirement laziness.
Okay, yeah.
Please note, Mr. Smith, I did have one in the end.
I did notice. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier today. Yes. You're just trying to make me feel guilty now. Oh.
No, turn it back on.
I can't think why my glasses are blue.
Doesn't matter.
It probably matches your eyes.
Well, it's the reflection of your screen. That's all.
Yes, the glare off of your PC screen.
If you sit back a bit,
if you sit back a bit, it will disappear.
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it. I can't reach my wine now.
Well, you need to get a side table then.
That's okay. Yeah.
I'm pleased to say I can reach mine.
Yeah.
Well, I got my booster jab today.
I've got one tomorrow.
And my flu jab. All done. I tell you, do any of you, I'll wait for Adrian to come back.
Adam Rogers won't be able to make it tonight.
Taffy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
I was
might be-
surprised I saw him on the Aussie one. I had a quick look at that. Yeah.
We might be a bit thin on the ground, but some of the what have you not been in recently, have they? Kevin.
Well,
who
there's been
else?
quite a few. Okay, here's Scotty. At least we got Scotty. Here's Scotty. Scotty. Oh, we got who's this?
Hello,
a lady coming in.
Hello, Colonel.
Hello, Scotty.
There's Diane. Hello, Diane.
Hi.
Lynn.
Oh, Dizzy.
Hey, who's that?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
Oh,
thank
it's
you.
Lynn. Lynn as well.
Welcome back. Lynn's on. Yeah.
Finally.
You're going to be in the kitchen while I'm cooking tea, though, guys.
That's cool.
That's all right.
That's all right, is it? I'm allowed.
What's a kitchen?
Okay.
Good evening, Scotty. Good evening, Lynn.
Evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Refresh my memory. Is Diane really Tony Tyler?
No, that's Dizzy. Diane.
I get
Hi.
it.
Go on, give him,
I'm in my pajamas.
give him a smack, Diz. Now, can any of you guys remember going back to Oriana in Canberra, probably back in the 70s, a guy called Dave Dudley, who was assistant head waiter?
Yes.
No, not me.
I had a beer with him this afternoon. He's in his 80s, lives in Basingstoke.
Wow.
Yes, I remember him. Yeah.
And he extends his regards to anyone who might know him.
That's nice.
I only ever did one trip on the Canberra's teleop, so I don't really remember anyone.
He was on Oriana as well, Lynn, back about 75, 76,
Yeah.
Oriana Canberra. And he was
No.
old, a really
What's
big
that?
guy, really big, stocky guy, tall. He was
No,
either
back then,
he was either assistant head waiter or galley bosun at the time.
Yeah.
no, back then I was on the Cape boats,
Right.
either the Pen or the Windsor, something like that.
Right.
So,
So
so you would have been with Lynn Iveson.
It was one of those boats that got me to sea really in the beginning. Made me first think of going to sea. It was the Stirling Castle back in 1963, early 60s anyway. I did a cruise on it with my mum and dad, and it must have put the blood in me to go back to sea. Bit of an old banger it was. How's California, Lynn?
How's California? For California, it's cold. It's about 60 degrees. I know, poor us.
Yeah, my wife's flying down there tomorrow to visit her aunt for a week.
Oh, where's she going?
Sacramento. Yeah. The aunt lives in Chico, so she has to get a shuttle to Chico. Yeah.
Oh, I remember going to Chico when I was going through my immigration. We had to go down there to do something or the other.
Yeah.
is that where you went? Is that where you went earlier in the year, Colonel?
Yes, you're right. We visited the aunt there because close by is the town of Paradise, which you probably know about. It got burnt to the ground a couple of years ago.
Yes, it did.
And so that the aunt used to live up there, and we went back to see where the remains of her old house. It was quite emotional for her, to see someplace you live in for a long time just gone. But yeah.
Because Paradise, if I remember rightly, didn't it have an awful lot of trailer park homes?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it was been there forever, and just homes in the woods or surrounded by trees. So yeah, obviously some are trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember that was part of the reason they said there was so much devastation, because it was trailer homes, and obviously they burn quickly.
Yeah.
What's that, Diane? Is that the magic ingredient?
It is.
So, Foodie, do I have a mugshot of Diane?
What, of Dave Dudley?
No, do I have a mugshot of Diane?
Yeah, I think so.
Possibly.
Can't find it. That's all right. You can let me know later.
There was the mug shot of me in uniform in one of the bars in the midships bar.
Okay, is that the one which Foodie did?
Yeah. No, what he's looking for, Di, is the one out of your discharge book.
Oh, I have no idea where my discharge book is.
Hi, Brendan. Hi, Phil.
Hello, Lynn.
Hello. I
In,
might
in,
know where my
case,
discharge book is.
in which case, I'll try and find one, John,
Yeah, okay.
of a photograph.
Thank you.
There is one knocking about,
I
Diane.
might know where my discharge book is. Give me 5.
Evening, Philip.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Jolly good.
All good.
What have you been up to? Anything nice?
No. Quiet day today. Slack, Phil. Yeah. That's me. Hands above the sheets every day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but who was underneath them there?
That's for me to know, you to find out.
You're coming over in December, aren't you, Lynn?
Yeah, I get there on the 29th of November and I'm there till the 21st of December.
Yeah, because Leslie's coming down to London, isn't she?
Yeah, Leslie's coming on December the 7th. We're going to meet at Euston and we're going to spend the day in Covent Garden. So, Pete, if you could join us, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. I hope you can. Yeah, because her flight...
Oh, yeah, I definitely will.
Her train gets in at noon into Euston. So we're going to meet up at the station, and then Covent Garden's only a hip and a skop away. So we're going to pop over there for the afternoon and evening.
I think Dave said he might come up as well.
Oh, brilliant!
If he's not at sea still.
Right, Pete, what you'll have to do is can you message me your phone number?
Yeah,
So that
sure.
then, we can connect and see if we can all get there. Because I think you've got Leslie's number, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got all Leslie's details. Yeah, have you booked the train for her? Or is it?
No, she's coming down with her friend Barbara, because you know what Leslie's
she's down-
like,
that's
she couldn't
right,
get to
yeah.
the end of her street
Okay.
without help.
Yeah.
So Barbara's booked it all for her, and Barbara's coming with her because Leslie's not too steady on her feet. So she wanted to see if she had someone with her.
Good.
Got a question for Phil. Phil, we were talking this morning that you're a good friend of Ron Blackburn, the combination.
Blackman, yeah.
Blackman, yeah.
Blackman.
Yeah, I mean, it would be incredible. Well, please say hi from us. But if he could come on someday, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, well, I'll contact him. In actual fact, I do owe him a phone call, so I'll bring it up next week.
Yeah, it's funny because I know this is really strange, but I have these dreams and nightmares, and it's crazy. But I'll go back in time when I'm back on the ship, and he's one of the people there. 'Cause he was there when I walked on the Oriana.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think he gave me my cabin. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think we all have those dreams, don't we?
No, you
When
don't
it
have,
takes you back to the ships and things.
Yeah.
you don't have the ones
Bloody
I have.
nightmares.
Yeah, the
And
ones-
My constant one, I'm joining
the ones
ship,
I have,
I'm
it
working
repeats
alleyway,
itself all
and I
the
get
time.
lost.
Dizzy, what are you waving at us?
Look, I couldn't find my discharge bag, but look,
What is
Yeah.
that?
it's
Oriana.
writing paper.
Oriana.
Oriana,
Oh.
writing paper.
That's Oriana.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll try and find a
Oriana.
photo of you back in the day and crop it and go from there.
We'll take the one in the bikini.
Oriana, writing paper. How
Yeah, but
come-
that's not your face, dear. It's not your eek.
I'm sorry, it's not my ink. You've got no. I have sent you one. I have sent it. You had it before because you pulled it out and we were laughing about it.
Yeah, that's
Come on,
right.
Earl.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit senile, so I lose stuff. It's just like food does.
No, listen. Have a look through your archive and you'll find it.
Okay, all right, I will. It's all
Good
good.
evening, Bob.
Good evening. Hi, Bob. Good evening.
Well, are you well?
Of course, he's well. His team won yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen his servant bring his coffee and cognac yet, have we?
My servant isn't here, unfortunately.
Oh, apparently.
I kicked him out last week. He's just bought his own flat, so.
Steve
I gotta
Walker's
look
been
after
interviewed
myself,
on the BBC.
I'm not sure who this is coming in. Oh, it's
Susan from Spain.
Susan from Spain.
Hi there.
Susie, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Hey,
BBC
Susie, I didn't know that you live near Torrevieja. I spent a month there, bloody loved it.
Yeah, I'm just like 20 minutes away.
Oh, love Torrevieja because it was authentic Spain rather than English pubs and chip shops.
Steve might have been on Sky.
Yeah, I've got a message from Mandy saying
Yeah,
he's
she
just been,
said she's just seen him being interviewed on BBC.
being interviewed on the TV.
Wow.
Wonder what he said.
Well, let's get a copy of that. Run it
You say
every
Steve-
week.
You say Steve's been interviewed?
Yeah, but on Sky.
Oh, we got to get
Yeah,
that.
she said she's not sure if it was BBC or Sky.
Got to get that.
Yeah, as I say, we can run it every week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's Bobo. Bobo's back.
You got the right day today.
Hey, Bobo.
So, Sue, the Taffmobile may be heading your way. Do you know that?
Yeah, I don't know where he is at the moment.
Neither does he.
Look for a vehicle with a large Welsh flag flying from it.
Bobo, can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, lovely. Thank you. Hi, guys.
You look warmer now than you were this morning.
Absolutely, it was freezing cold. Then it started to rain, but yeah. Anyway, I got through it. So no, I'm nice and warm. Yeah, lovely.
Good, good.
Yeah. That's good.
Many in the bar tonight?
There's a
A few old ones.
You old ones. Oh.
What, are there any young ones?
Yeah, I'm a young one. I'm a baby.
Yeah.
The
Pretty ones are here, Bobo.
12.
the old man away at sea again, is he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
In fact, I posted a video he sent this morning, Bob.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, impressive.
That was very good.
He wasn't wearing his.
Well, I'm going to have
photo.
to go out again.
Do we know when he's back?
Yeah, he's coming back this week, he said, yeah.
This is Dave who's retired.
Yeah.
Is Angelo Locatelli in today?
No, not yet.
So I think it's his birthday either today or somewhere around here.
Oh, really?
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Somewhere fabulous, getting non-sober.
There's a few of the West Coast guys we haven't seen. We haven't seen
Caveman
and
yeah.
Angelo.
Who's it that live in Vancouver?
We had Angelo a couple of weeks ago, I think he was on.
Get Angelo up on the phone.
I think it's tomorrow, Phil. Saw a note on my Facebook. I think it might be tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
His birthday.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find it on the phone here. I'm sure it is.
Did you see that, Brendan? I found the surname of that.
Bobo seems frozen. I don't know what's happened there.
Sorry,
Derek. He changed his device or whatever, so I've got to put his name back in.
Sorry, what was that, Scotty?
Norman that we were looking for last week. It was Norman Allen.
Gracie Allen. I remember the old Queen.
Yeah, that was super.
Yeah, a funny twitch, isn't she? Do that all the time.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. Drink gin and tonics.
In between times.
I met Gracie my first trip on the Orient line when I was a bellboy. Yeah.
Wow.
1956.
54, that was.
No,
yeah.
54.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Now, the other Norman we were talking about was Norman Lower, wasn't it? Who worked somewhere up in London off the Haymarket in a pub. Was it Norman Lower?
Yeah, it was. And he also worked at Langham's Brasserie.
That's right. Yeah.
I went there.
But Norman Allen used to throw parties on board, but he wouldn't have them in his own cabin. He used to ask people like the cruise director and people like that, so can I use your cabin for a party? And he used to have the party in that cabin. It would be completely trashed. And then the old cruise director, whoever would come back, stuck in my cabin. It's stupid enough to lend it to him for a party. Pardon?
At least then, if you have the party in somebody else's cabin, you can go to bed when you've had enough.
That's right. He had the right idea.
Did anybody notice Diane's fridge? It was full of booze and there was no food in it.
Yeah, somebody's put food in your fridge. What's going on?
Sort that out.
Right. Well, we've lost Bobo again.
Yeah, and by the way, Brendan, you don't know it, but when Dave's away, you are the honorary anchorman along with Fruity, of course.
Who?
It's your personality, Brendan.
No. That's Fruity's job.
I've got Oscar.
You're the honorary anchorman, Brendan, because you've got the personality. You're always smiling. We love you.
Oh, thank you, John. But I'll have to think about that one.
Well, it's just when he's away, like today.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every other week.
Do we know if is he going to do more of these things?
Who knows?
I think all the time he's being asked, he's going to go. It's like a nice number, doesn't it?
It is. Yeah. We all know this. He is so damn good at his job. He should have been on TV. I knew that years ago, right? But of course they want him there. You know, it's like having a celebrity on the ship.
In the pot wash.
When you showed that clip of him on the island, I was half expecting him to do some crepe Suzettes on the stove or something and show us how they're all cooked. Like you see these celebrity chefs, don't you, out on the beaches and things like that. Oh, he's a natural, Dave. An absolute natural.
Yeah, that's the word. Absolute natural.
Yeah.
I'll edit that out, otherwise you'll get a big head.
Yeah, better. Yeah.
You won't get his hat on.
So,
we lost Bobo again. He's coming and
Yeah,
going.
he said
isn't
he's having sound issues.
Okay.
what's happening with Steve Walker? Is he coming on tonight, or is he?
Yeah, he will. So listen, we all know what's going
we can't.
on. But they're saying he's been on the telly, Brendan.
Pardon?
He's been interviewed by Sky.
Steve.
Oh,
Steve Walker.
I just watched the match.
Well,
Yeah, after the game.
We need a copy of that.
It might have been after half time.
What was that when he was on his way home?
Well, do you remember last week you said they'd be walking home by half time or something? You did say something about a half time walkout last week.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Very prophetic.
Yeah, come on, Bob.
We will talk about a real football match yesterday. Blackpool versus Preston North End boys.
Oh, that's a local one.
About that, yeah.
Big crowd, Bob.
Yeah, full, absolutely packed. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
And we smashed them. Yeah.
I'm going out for a walk with a guy on Wednesday, and he's a Preston North End fan.
Oh, good. Yeah, give him a kick.
I'll remind him.
Yeah, just kick him for me. Yeah. Hello, mate. Hello, mate.
Bobo, are you here to stay now, Bobo?
Yeah, I can hear you, but if it goes bad again, I'll come out. But I couldn't hear anything before.
All right, I'm sure if you put your hearing aid in.
My hearing aid's in.
Okay.
No, I mean the audio's going in and out because I can't use my headset at the moment. It's just coming through my phone. So Zoom is being zoomed.
Oh, by the way, Fruity.
Yes.
My Pete boys just arrived.
I'm so pleased to hear it. I hope it's not a pot of tea and some toast.
No.
Cheese on toast.
Coffee and a brandy, mate.
Cheese on toast.
I don't know if anybody ever remembers their Pete boy. I don't ever remember mine because when I used to wake up in the morning, I used to feel so rough. All I used to get was a mug of tea and some toast, and that was it. And just leave some money on the table at the end of the cruise for him. I don't.
Oh yeah, but you got your washing done as well.
Yeah, we did.
When I first got home after I quit the ship, like I was so used to just stripping off, leaving it all on the floor, and my mum said, "Who's going to clean her out after you?" And I went, I better deal when I was away. He used to
Diane, I expect you did that from Diane, you probably did that from the age of 11.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I better now. I have to clean my own mess up.
I don't know if they still have them, do they? I mean, I presume they do.
I loved it. It was great.
Of course, we all did. In fact, we probably all had the same experience. But the first time you came back from the sea, and you told your mates and that, or your family, that you actually had like a servant, they couldn't believe it.
Well, not so much a servant. He just brought you the tea that woke you up in the morning, didn't he?
He made you beds.
Made your bed, cleaned your cabin.
Did the linen, did all the washing.
That's what I would call a servant. Then
they almost replaced your mum.
That's right, they did.
They never moaned as much as my mum did. Mum used to moan.
Our boys weren't allowed Pete boys. We couldn't afford them anyway, but we weren't allowed them.
Yeah, well, we used to call them glory hole stewards.
Oh, right.
Glory hole.
Oh, glory hole stewards with you, gang.
That's not a change these days, though, is it?
These days
you can't open your mouth, or rather,
Noel's coming in.
No.
They used to carry your luggage off at the end of the time.
That's right, Derek.
Yeah.
That's right.
When you go through the gate.
That's another bit. Yeah.
Go through the gate at Herbert Walker Avenue, and you give the old customs man there a 10-bob note wrapped up in your little piece of paper, so he let you through without searching.
Well, I was on the Canberra on the World Cruise, and we went to Bombay, and they did a massive crew change there.
Oh
And
yeah.
our peak boy asked us if we would take some stuff off for him because the Indian customs would take it off them.
Oh, that's
There was
right.
money, cameras. One of them had a coat. We had a coat on in Bombay. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but if
and
you
they,
remember that was the same as Mexico. What they would do if they were disembarking would buy 2 of something, knowing they'd get 1 taken off of them.
Ah.
and on the crew changeover in Bombay, we used to have to, the bellboys used to have to work on the tables in the restaurant, and all the Goanese were kept out because of the silver on the tables would have been taken off them. It would disappear around.
When I was there, they set up. We were there for about 4 days, and they did the crew change, like I said. But in the alleyways, you had guys coming along with sewing machines, hairdressers. It was mad.
And sharp knives for your toenails.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine that now?
But they always used to sell the sewing machine on to their friend who was coming on, didn't they?
Yeah.
And
It's always
the other man.
Goanese tailor.
Yes.
Well, it was the other man.
Hong Kong.
Other man.
Other man, Bob.
Other man, Bob.
Have you seen him lately? Fruity.
Thank you.
The other man.
Yeah.
Other man. Other man.
And everybody used to wear leather flip-flops.
Yeah.
We used to get our white jackets made in Bombay and Colombo.
Oh,
Before
we have to punch a hole
uniforms.
through the arm to get through it. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they were so heavily starched.
Yeah, I hated those jackets when I was a winger, my first trip, and they gave me this jacket. It was standing up, it was so stiff.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was, the funny thing is when you went in and you used to have to pay the guy in the wash-up to get all your cutlery together.
That's right. Otherwise, you wouldn't get it back.
Yeah, you think, I couldn't believe it, my first trip. And I said to the guys, what are we going to pay this guy $5 or £5 or whatever it was for the cruise? He said, well, Bob, you'll never get your cutlery back for the second sitting setup.
Right,
I couldn't believe it.
I was a cocktail waitress on the QE, and we used to do afternoon tea in the Queen's room. We were lucky if we could put 1 teaspoon per table. And what some of the girls would do, they'd take them back down to the cabin with them. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I took silver pots, my coffee pots I took down when I was on the Canberra, back down to my serving spoons.
Yeah.
I come from sort of first class catering training and all that. And P&O, when I went for my interview, said, "Now it's first class here. It's the best." You go on there, and it was like a dogfight. Only lasted 2 weeks. So
we used to go around later at night, and when I was in the stern, I think it was, and pick up all the glasses that were everywhere because we never had enough glasses. So we used to go around all the bars and all the other decks stealing glasses.
Unbelievable.
Enough glasses in a bar, it's crazy.
Yeah. I blame the bar manager.
Good evening, Neil. Good evening, Noel.
Good evening.
Are you well?
How are you, Fruity? How are you doing? How's everybody?
Good, mate. Thank you.
Are you well, Mr. Hogan?
I'm doing fine, thank you. You're all looking quite well this evening, there, yeah.
Yeah.
Winter has arrived here. Very cold and wet.
We asked Charlie in Bermuda. He won't say the same.
Don't ask him about the weather. It gets me depressed every week.
It's quite cold here today too. It's down to
what a shame.
69 degrees.
It's 90 degrees.
Sorry about that.
You'll have to go out in it one day and get a tan.
I've been swimming today. It was about 13 degrees.
Oh,
in the sea.
I'm not too bad. I'm home alone. My wife Tinker has gone out to San Francisco to see my son Sean and my daughter Stacy. So I'm home alone here.
Wow.
Right about Colonel. My son, he looks at the on YouTube every week. So he's following this. He's one of the followers.
Oh, good. Good.
So I'll give him a wave when he looks at it tomorrow.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. Yeah.
Everybody give Noel's son a wave.
I know, son.
I know, son.
That's Sean.
They're talking about swimming.
I've got a
Where's Ollie?
question for Susan, if I can.
Who's this?
Charles.
Hi, Charles.
Yeah. Did you know Steve Barmer? He was a baker on the Arcadia. He lives in the same area. He lives in Guatemala.
No,
And
I don't.
I believe he's very close to where you are. He lives in Guatemala Hills.
Oh wow, Guatemala's like 15 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah. He's been living out there for about 12 odd years or more.
Well, I've been here 17 years now.
Yeah. He's been out there about 12, maybe 15, but he's been out there a good while. Yeah.
But Steve, what was his last name?
Barmer. He was a baker.
No, because I was only on.
He was on the Ark and the Canberra.
No, I only did one stint on Canberra, but the rest was the Island Pacific and Sun Princess.
Right.
Yeah. So there's another guy there called Colin Cook. He lives here, I think.
Colin who?
Colin Cook. You know Cook, he died
Yeah.
from Oriana.
Yeah, I think he lives somewhere near Torrevieja.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Torremar, is it?
I don't know. I'll try and find out.
Gas isn't too far from there.
That would be something if you're all in that same area.
Yeah. Cass and Beryl not far away, Bob, are they?
Cass and Beryl are not very far away from Torrevieja, no.
No. What's the name of the little town where they live?
It's called Perrin, but it's nearer to Cartagena than Torrevieja, but it's not far away.
Yeah, I did a cruise that went to Cartagena, and they came to pick me up. Went up to their place.
Oh, here it comes,
Oh,
guys.
here we go.
Don't talk about
Cookie is in Torrevieja.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Cookie's in Torrevieja.
Oh.
No, I've got the shirt on as well. Oh God.
Sackcloth and ashes, boys.
Steve, is it true you're on the telly?
Hello.
Steve,
Where am
is
I?
it true that you're on the telly?
I can't see myself. Where am I?
Where am I? So you can see
I got interview. Oh, there I am. I got an interview coming out of the match. I'm on Sky Sports News.
Right.
Especially against the rain. And after the midweek, I was half expecting this to happen. To be honest with you.
Put it on there, you can work out.
Things have got to change.
Unbelievable.
Peter, have you got Sky Sports News, Peter?
Yeah.
Can you record it and put it on the crew bar?
Yeah.
I haven't got Sky Sports News, so
I wouldn't have thought you wanted to broadcast it, Steve.
I know. I can't help it when I get the bright lights on the cameras. You know what I mean?
You're a star, Steve.
Pete, what's the name of that boy band? It had a number though. I can't remember what it's called.
That
was the name of the
boy band with a number on it. I can't. The number of the. They were a number, weren't they? That boy band.
What's that got to do with Steve on the telly?
They were called Five.
Five, yeah. Five.
2 days. 2 days.
Watch out! Watch out!
Is that a reference to the football this afternoon?
Yeah.
Can you put 10p in the meter, Steve?
My bulb's gone, actually.
Okay.
I'll have to go into another room. My bulb's gone.
Well, we can see you, so it's all right. It's all good.
Oh, now mine's changed back to headphone.
Yeah.
That was bloody embarrassing. It was
The inquest. Here's the inquest now.
Mo Salah for president, I say.
Oh, here comes the other Steve.
Here comes the Villa man.
Here comes
Going
the
to give a shit now.
Southern Hemisphere guy.
Yeah.
What was intriguing was Taffy last week disclosing that he was a secret Liverpool fan.
Yes, apparently Mandy's seen me on TV, apparently.
Yeah.
We all will soon, Steve. As soon as I get the tape, just leave it to me.
Good
By
morning,
Sky
Mr. Watts.
Sky Sports
Good
News.
morning.
It's the first time I've ever left a game before the whistle went.
Oh
Wow.
no, Steve.
Was
Oh
it
dear.
half time or?
And that was before kickoff.
Peter, we tried. They wouldn't let us out.
They'll let you out.
Oh, Christ. Oh, don't. Somebody try and cheer me up, for Christ's sake.
Have a beer, Steve. Have a
I'll
beer.
get you.
Would you
I'll
like
get
some
you.
football?
I'll cheer you up. It could have been more.
I'll go and get a beer.
You could
I'll
have
get
been
I'll join you, Steve. I'll join you.
I'm going to get a beer.
Yeah, I'm going to go and replenish my wine glass. But just like to welcome Steve back from Sydney. He was with us this morning. So, have you been to bed?
Yeah, had a couple of hours. got up and watched that debacle.
Did you?
Debacle, I thought it was great.
It was great.
Best game I've seen for years.
Can we just ask Diane if she feels okay because she's moved quite some distance away from the bevy locker?
I brought it with me.
Ah, right, okay.
And I have my dinner on a tray as well. I have roast chicken on the tray. I'm cool.
Well, you've got plenty of cabbage and spuds on standby there, Noel.
Yeah, it's the weather. That's it now. We'll be doing your potato, your cheese potato and onion.
Cheese and onion potato, so okay.
Yeah.
Getting hungry listening to you lot.
How long's she gone for, Noel?
She's gone for 3 weeks, Brendan.
Wow.
One week gone. And so I might, yeah. I was talking to my daughter in Australia as well, Sarah. She's getting very lonely, but it looks like they're going to lift the conditions for people going out. Anybody who's got any Australian who's an Australian citizen or a permanent resident, their parents are deemed to be the same. And I think we may get out there in the next month or two.
Well, that's Bobo, right, Bobo?
Yeah, I'm looking at going back.
Did she come back to Ireland? Did she leave?
She's
Can
coming.
I go out there, please?
Sarah's coming home next March. Well, only for a while, but I'd like to go out to see her before that because I have a grandson I've never seen. He was 5 months old. So
yeah,
we'll see. So we'll see what the prices are like when the final details are announced.
I was just looking at a flight for the end of April to Sydney yesterday. They're very cheap at the minute.
Are they?
Should be cheap.
Yeah. Sorry. I get an email there from a travel finders and our trail finders. At the moment, they're advertising about €900. That's about
Sky scanner.
Yeah, about 750 sterling, but about €900, which would be good, you know.
That's all right. Good deal.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens if they don't change their mind again. Because we're getting it. I don't know what it's like in England at the moment. We're getting up to 2,500 a day here for the last 10 days. So I don't know. And we've opened up everything now last Friday. So I don't know where we're going.
50,000 plus a day here.
Yeah.
50,000 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're about 2,000 a day, but 2,500 a day. So they've opened up. The nightclubs all opened up last Friday night, and it's a bank holiday weekend here, and we've Halloween next weekend. So I don't know what's going to happen over. All the students are off, so. All we can do, yeah. So I just locked myself. I just locked myself in for the next 3 weeks.
They're talking about this Plan B and having to wear masks and everything everywhere and whatever, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think.
I still wear mine wherever I go.
Good on you.
Yeah, well, it's mandatory. It's mandatory over here to wear a mask anywhere you go in, and it's still very good. Or keep an eye if you go into a restaurant or bar to take your details at the door and see that you're double vaccinated. So they're doing it well. They're trying to do a good job, but you have the anti-vaxxers then are ruining it all for everybody. So I don't know where we're going.
What's it like where you are, Colonel?
What for the COVID?
Yeah, for masks and things.
Yeah. Basically, what happened, Adrian, was that, and I know that probably the same for Lynn. Although over here, every state's different. But basically, when the Your Delta came over, it all changed again. Because at one point we were going to be like the UK and be completely back to normal. But then after that, if you go to a supermarket, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And you go in a restaurant, and it's kind of like a bit silly, really. 'Cause you go in there, and you have your mask on, you sit down, you take it off, but then the waitress comes, so I mean they're close to you, so it's like but that's about the situation, yeah.
But is it the same for you, John? Now all our restaurants and bars are open 100%. There's no limitations on the opening, so that's good. I mean, that's good.
Absolutely, yeah. So. I think the main difference, especially compared to Australia and England, when everybody was in complete lockdown, in the States, you could drive across country. No one's going to stop your car and say where you're going.
No.
If you over here, people hate being told what to do. That's so that you can go to anywhere you want. Yeah.
Well, Dominic Cummins didn't mind. He drove everywhere.
Yeah, but John, do you know what I don't get? I see people, it's only them in their car, nobody with them, and they got their bloody mask on. It's like, really?
Yeah, that's a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They know where they've been.
The main road down in Cornwall is the A39. It's only like two lanes. It's not a dual carriageway or anything. There's two old people on bikes. Bearing in mind, there's Arctic lorries going up and down there. Two old people on bikes. They've got fucking masks on and no helmets. No helmets, but fucking masks.
Stop the press. The first F word tonight is from a lovely lady. I love that.
Diane, you can't fix stupid. You can never fix stupid.
I know. It's just crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
And it's funny, talking about the F word is really funny. When I took my fiance wife,
Fuck. That one.
Yeah. I'm just talking about. When I took my wife, fiance to England back in the late 70s and that, turn on the telly after 10 o'clock and there's nudity and F words and that. Only now are we getting to be allowed to get that on the mainstream American telly. You know,
which is why I do not have cable. I don't have dish. I can't deal with all that.
I see. I don't know what's happening in England, but they're getting very refined. I see they're not going to show any more recording of Mrs. Brown's Boys. There's too much bad language in it.
Oh, I love
Boys.
What are you fucking talking about? That's nice.
That's nice.
And think about it. He says fecking.
Becking.
But I think everybody.
Who?
Poor Mrs. Brown, Miss Agnes Brown, yeah.
Becking.
Oh, that's a brilliant show. I love it.
That's just what he says. That's nice.
It's the
That's
same.
nice.
They pulled Little Britain in America because that's too bad. You know, I'm the only gay in the village one. You know.
Oh yeah, I like
They've
that.
shown that on British TV now.
No, I've never got into
It's
that.
gone nuts over here.
I think we've gone mad being so polite to one another, and yet you're killing one another behind back.
It's all pink and fluffy now. I can't even say that.
Yeah, well, see, my thing about that is they keep
that.
saying you can't this and you can't that. Yes, I can. You can disagree with me, but trust me, my mouth is still going there. You're not stopping me. You can disagree, certainly.
Let's ask Charlie, what's it like down in Bermuda? Come on.
You haven't changed, Lynn.
We don't have Little Britain here.
You're lucky.
Little Britain.
You're living it. You're living it.
No gays in Bermuda.
No gays in Bermuda. No gays.
You mean with the COVID and stuff, or?
Well, just generally.
Yeah, generally, yeah, everything's all right. We like over in England, you have to wear, well, not England, but yeah, it's mandatory to wear masks in the bars and the restaurants, and you have to have a safe key to go out and eat in places. You have to prove you've been double jabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, if any of you have ever been to a Walmart, I am so pleased you have to wear masks. 'Cause my God, there's some ugly people in Walmart.
It's where the trailer people go. Lynn.
Just as well we never admitted to going to Walmart, can it? Because Lynn would have told us what he thinks of us.
Before I worked on the ships, I did a stint working in Germany, and I worked for the American forces. So I'm going back to sort of late 70s. And that was the first time I saw really, really fat people. And they were sort of wearing like pale yellow and pink crimpling trousers.
Off tops.
Yeah, and they sort of jumped. They didn't walk. They sort of hoiked one leg over, and it was just like, I have never ever seen fat people, because back in the 70s we weren't fat.
Well, no, because you didn't eat processed food. You just ate.
But these Americans did, and I was just like, oh my God. And we used to go to the PX, the sort of supermarket, the American supermarket on the base, and it was just like, I just used to stand there, and I was just like, what are these people putting in their trolleys? They've got all these like meringue things and marshmallowy things, and the whole
now, Diane, those same fat people are all in the supermarkets with their motorised scooters, so they're banging in eggs because they want to get to the crisps and stuff. Oh, it's horrible.
But that's like Benidorm. I went to Benidorm, and it's like, they had double scooters in Benidorm, double mobility scooters. His and her on one trolley, and I was like, do you know what? I like actually being here. This makes me feel skinny and fit. It was just. I mean, have you seen those double mobility scooters?
Yeah,
no,
I saw one
I
in
don't want
Bournemouth
to.
Honestly,
I get enough cuts on my legs.
The whole front of Benidorm is full of these double mobility scooters.
Was Elvis performing?
Do you get really fat because you've got a mobility scooter, or do you have the mobility scooter because you're really fat? It was like, they weren't disabled. They were just absolutely ginormous. Their legs wouldn't have held them up. That's why they had the scooter.
I mean, to me, they have the mobility scooters so they can bash into your legs and give you all cuts and bruises, and then jump ahead of you in the queue. Like, when
they're disabled, actually.
You're not going to work.
They're disabled, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a disability, to be
We've
fair.
got a place called Aldi over here, which is similar.
I love Aldi. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah, actually, in my town, we're getting our first Aldi. And everybody's so pleased to get it. I'm thinking, yeah, careful what you wish for.
Tin of beans, 12p. Love it.
Yeah, Brendan. Lovely has a cabbage this week in Aldi here, or in Lidl here, 45 cents, 45
There you
euro
go. There you go now.
Not as good as Brendan Cole's cabbage, though.
No.
So is Aldi and Lidl, are they the same company?
No.
They're both
They were
German.
cousins, and they had a company, and then apparently they fell out over whether they would sell cigarettes or not. So they went their separate ways, the two cousins.
Oh,
One set up Lidl and one set up Aldi.
Same family. Same family.
Same family,
You're right.
yeah.
The Germans, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't mention the war.
Here we go.
But I have to say, from where I'm sitting, I think they probably won it.
That's your fact. Some of the stuff in Aldi is not too bad, actually.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so distracting, isn't it? You go in there for a loaf of bread and milk, and you come out with something that you never knew you wanted. That's stuck up on my trolley.
Like an harpsichord or an organ or something.
Oh, I went out.
No, I got a lawnmower.
Come on, Adrian, tell us, because you go to Aldi, don't you?
No, I don't. I go in Lidl.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm a Lidl man. I'm an Aldi man.
Aldi's 40 miles away from me.
Right. So is
I went
Lidl?
to Aldi and I came out with that the other day.
There you go, Steve. You've got snow in Manchester already, have you?
We're getting prepared for the winter.
Yeah. Before we run out of them, because we're running out of everything else.
What's that?
What is it?
Turkeys. Hands up who's got their turkey.
What is it?
Scraping the ice off my windscreen.
Derek, you've got your turkey, really?
Yeah, you don't get ice in
Steve?
California.
Steve, what's ice on a windshield?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You don't get ice in California, do you?
No, we bloody don't. We get a lot of fires though.
Only in your drink.
Only with your cocktail.
No, we've got a really bad fire going on right now, the Alessio fire. It shut down the 101 for about 4 days, which meant us that live just north of Santa Barbara, we couldn't travel. There's no way we could go south.
Right.
So yeah, we pay for our climate with the fires.
The best way actually of solving the ice on the windscreen lark is not to go out very early in the morning.
Diane, I like your style. Or send somebody else out to do it.
What you're saying, Diane, is you're too lazy to get up in the morning, so you'd rather lay in.
Well, yeah.
I don't see the need to get up and go and clean my windscreen. Let's put it like that.
Actually, now, Guy, you've given a good tip to Pete Stevens, who's recently retired. So you just got to remember, don't get up too early to scrape the ice off the windscreen.
Well, why would you do that?
He's not retired. He's retired, but I suppose
you wouldn't see out otherwise, would you?
Maybe there's a business there. Could I offer it up as a service? Running around people's cars, cleaning their windscreens.
There was an old man used to live over the road from me and my mum, and the old man used to come over every morning before my mum went to work and cleaned her windscreen off.
Hello.
There you go.
I'll tell you what. Not only that, when he pegged it, he left her his house.
And that was in the middle of summer.
Nice.
Is that a euphemism?
Di, did you call him Dad?
No.
Uncle?
No, Dad was a bit further down the road, and he was never as good as clearing windscreens.
I'll send you a picture of what the Yanks over here use for their windshields or windscreens. I know not in California. It's a big business. It's like a material thing which goes across the whole windshield, and it tucks in the side of your car so people can't steal it. And it's like Bob's your uncle,
right?
And they come with the colours of your car, so you get a red one or a blue one.
Oh.
John,
in America.
Well, my favourite product in California is that thing you put on your windshield called Rain-X.
Yeah, Rain-X.
It doesn't rain very often. When it does rain, oh my God, it clears it off brilliantly. You don't get all that smearing.
John,
my favourite product from California is probably the wine.
I'm with you right there, Diane. Yes.
John, over here, we call those old curtains or blankets.
Yeah, right.
Charming.
Or newspapers.
Well,
Even newspapers.
I've just opened a paddle shop at the end of Shit Creek, because we're all up it at the moment without one, and I'm going to make a fortune.
You think it's going to be a cold Christmas, Steve?
I'm selling paddles at the end of Shit Creek.
Cold winter. Bad winter.
Yeah, but I mean, have you got the lorry driver sorted out to take them? That's the thing.
No, there's a point. Shit, I need a boat.
Interesting figure came through locally. It's over 20,000 have come through the beaches of Kent, migrants this year. We've still got 2 months to go.
Yeah.
I need them lorry drivers.
Well, we're checking for HGVs. That's the first thing we check for.
A friend of mine, he owns a
Get them
haulage
off the boats. Have you got an HGV license? You're in.
Because
A friend of mine, he owns a haulage company in England, and he said
a
try
guy-
and get drivers, they're paying them an extra £5,000 just to take the test. Unfortunately, because the tests are so backed up, they still can't get them, even though they're giving them an extra £5,000.
You see that picture on Facebook? It was doing the rounds this week of the lorry driver, the lorry that had reversed into the water at Bristol.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the lorry had just tipped into the water in Bristol. It was like, and the sort of headline was, they've done
All the
away,
migrants
they've
slide
done
out
away
the
with the reversing part of the test for HGV drivers.
And they said they'd run out of statues to throw over.
15.
Have you got the same problem in Ireland, Noel?
I beg pardon?
Do you have the same problem in Ireland with drivers?
No, we haven't. We're fine. We can sell you some stuff. What would you like? Give me a list there. Well, that was strange because some guy, I think a guy out of the English Army came over here. I saw it in the papers there a couple of weeks ago. And he was looking for a job, and he went to the government offices because he was in the army, so I might get in here. And so, you know, what do you want to do? He said, well, I do a bit of accountancy. He said, I was in the army, I was in Afghanistan. He said, and I've just come back to Britain, and I'm just pissed off, he says, with Brexit, he says, and you can't get fuel in your car. He said, I just thought I'd come over to Ireland and I might get a job over here. I'm good at my job. I said, have you any anything wrong with you? No, he said, I was in the army, I was in Afghanistan. He said, and the only problem, he says, my balls were blown off with a mine. I have no testicles. So well, that's okay. Sure, can you do your job? He said, we'll give you a trial. So they gave him a trial anyhow, and in an office in government buildings. And so I said, okay, you have the job. He said, you start next Monday. The hours are from 8 o'clock to 5 days a week. That's grand. He said, but you don't have to come in till 10. All right. He said, well, why is everybody else coming in at 8? He says, and I have to come in at 10. He says, well, as is a government office, he says, we spend the first 2 hours hanging around scratching our balls. That'll be a waste of time for you.
Oh, that one.
I think Colin Doughty's out of a job.
Yeah.
I couldn't think, but I had to write it down.
I needed something to cheer me up, Noel. Thank you.
Steve, you deserve it after what I saw today.
Steve, why are you pissed off then?
Why am I pissed off?
Yeah.
Because my team got hammered at home 5-0 by Liverpool.
But if you're a good supporter, you support the win or lose.
I know, but it's embarrassing to get.
Okay, so Steve, who's your team? Who's the team?
Manchester United. I've just got back from Old Trafford. So
especially at the Stretford end, Steve, where they scored the first goal.
Oh no!
Yeah. That swingy camera was all over the place today. I'm surprised you didn't see me.
So, Steve, how many did they lose by?
2 men.
5 goals to 0.
So pretty conclusive then.
Only one man sent off.
But there's always next week.
I think we could give Steve a break there. He doesn't want to hear any more about it.
He doesn't want to talk.
Hey, you've got Tottenham coming up, so you'll be all right.
Oi, I hear you
Not
lot
next
all the
weekend.
time. You talk about football ad nauseum. So
And
if you
Steve,
can
I
enjoy
get
it
I get
when
Sky
they-
News in the morning. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Well, I'll be on Sky News.
Yeah. I get Sky News. Yeah.
I've just had 2 messages from people here saying that I'm on.
Well, hopefully we'll have it on the end of tonight's broadcast, won't we, John?
Yeah.
If someone can record it then and send it on.
Send it to me. Yeah.
WhatsApp or.
Steve, can you give us a little insight into what you
Were
said?
you actually crying on the interview?
Near enough crying, yeah. Yeah.
I've got a spare seat
Told
next
me.
to me at Bluefield Road, Steve. If you want to watch a good team, you can come with me next week.
I can watch the Illuminations at the same time.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, have a good day out. Yeah.
I was there last Tuesday, Bob, but you weren't well. I was in Blackpool all day Tuesday. Waiting
You
for my
what?
other half to be finished in the hospital with.
What, next Tuesday or last Tuesday?
No, last Tuesday.
Oh, well, I couldn't get to meet you, could I?
I know you weren't well.
No, I'm still.
Anyway,
I'm still
not to worry. I kill my time. Anyway,
Yeah.
not to worry. It's only a game.
Steve, is it on Sky Sports News or the Sky News channel?
They told us it was on Sky Sports News when they did it.
Yeah, I've been watching it for half an hour and you haven't popped up yet.
I've been on. I don't know if it was on. I don't know what it was on, but someone's just texted me. They say, "Oh, we've been on the TV."
Okay, I'll keep watching.
So what?
Yeah.
So what were your pearls of wisdom?
I told her it was shit and get another team.
Hey guys, so what about all the Newcastle supporters turning up in like headdresses and sheets and things?
I'm a Toon Army fan.
I want to like honestly. all these people like getting offended, and it's like, hang on a minute, they should have never ever got involved with Geordie people if they weren't expecting something like that to happen.
Well, yeah, because they've all got a lot of gob up there.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting criticism now about what
I can't see why it's offensive myself.
But then the other thing that was in the news this week, apparently we've done this trade deal with New Zealand, and part of the trade deal with New Zealand is that nobody in the UK will do hacker anymore, ever.
Oh, that is stupid.
I mean, how ridiculous is it? They took offence because there was that Yorkshire hacker thing a few years ago, I think. But then does that mean that apparently it said only Maori people can do the hacker? So when the All Blacks do the hacker, is it only that Maoris in the team that are allowed to do it, or are the white New Zealanders allowed to do it?
Everybody.
Interesting question, Dan. Let's see.
New Zealand trade deals will boost our economy by 0.01% or minus 0.1%. Apparently.
Yeah,
you see, that's another thing. Talking about the similar sort of subject. Those rugby players that
I love their legs.
That have got £40,000 for hospice in charity over the years, and they're not allowed to do it in drag anymore. And the hospice have said, we don't want any more of your money.
Really?
Now, I'm sorry, that is disgusting on the part of the
point of that?
How dare they?
Is that over here?
That they've been doing it for 18 years, and they've collected £45,000 for the hospice, and because they've done it in drag now, they think it's going to upset the gay community.
Oh, God.
Oh, for God's sake.
I know, Phil. It just gets beyond the pale, doesn't it? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, just get a few gay rugby players.
Jesus. How ridiculous.
I blame all these woke, what do you call them, woke people?
Woke. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they want to change everything.
Now, here's the thing. Anyone that is woke, they will spout this, that, or the other. It should be this way. They're all about their rights, but their rights are at the expense of other people's rights. It's wrong. It's totally bloody wrong.
It's like those idiots that block the road.
What is woke? Put me in. What is woke?
Woke. Okay, it's all these people that believe that you should be circumspect in every respect. You should not, the LGB, blah, 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 etc. community, you've got to make sure that you don't say anything. For example,
Ultra PC, I think
is a good example.
Yeah.
A nursing woman, right, who's nursing her baby. Because what they say is you should say nursing person, otherwise it's offensive to a transgender male.
Can't be called a nursing sister anymore. Yeah.
That is total bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's total bollocks.
So in this week's Time Out Guide to London, they gave
can't call them bollocks anymore, Bob.
They gave you a list of the best black-owned restaurants in London.
Now that's racist.
And it's like, so what is the colour of the owner of the restaurant got to do as to whether the restaurant is good or bad? Are they only comparing them with other black-owned restaurants? So is this the sort of subculture of restaurants that we've got normal restaurants are this good, then we've got this like special restaurants, but they
might help me make my mind up as whether I go in it or not.
You're not allowed to use the term colour.
John, over here we've got affirmative action. So whether somebody is good at the job or not, you are supposed to employ X amount of non-Caucasian people. Not that they're better for the job or equal to the job, but you have to fill your quota. I mean, that also is a bollocks.
Well, I got a question for Lynn. Lynn, you say you don't watch much telly. We watch a lot of telly, right? And now you won't see any white people on these shows anymore. I'm serious.
I've noticed that in the UK as well.
No, I'm serious.
Actually, no, Adrian, you're right. I read something about a show called Hollyoaks. where they're trying to get shows that feature all non-white actors. And
Well, it's just gone too far the other way, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've noticed it in like the morning news programs on BBC and ITV, that they've now got black people involved in it. And I've got no respect. As I said to someone in the pub the other night, I've worked with black people like the Goanese, and I've been all over the world, I said, and I've met some wonderful black people, and I've got nothing against them whatsoever. But this Black Lives Matter, they seem to have got a grip on something. And all the television people and everything, radio people, they're getting on this black thing now for some unknown reason.
Oh yeah. I think it's time for the traffic lights.
There was an interesting. I don't know if anyone got the obituaries from P&O pensioners.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Did you read about Jill Salmon?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows Jill Salmon or knew Jill Salmon, but what I found intriguing was she had to leave her job in 1973, which isn't that long ago, really. I said, well,
it is a long time.
Because she was a woman. She wasn't allowed. Women weren't allowed to work beyond the age. She had to retire at 40. That was it. Women weren't allowed to work at sea after 40.
Yeah, well, Brendan, when I joined, I wanted to be telly
Had to
up on the
retire,
QE2.
Terrible,
and I was
isn't it?
not allowed to be telly up on the QE2 at that time because it was a man job. It could only be a man that was, I mean, and that's not a million years ago. So yeah, things have changed. I just had to do this course at work, and it's a affirmative action and equal opportunities, blah 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 thing. And what is amazing, what comes out of it is big corporations in the US, whether they believe in it or not, have to go with this program, because otherwise potential candidates are not going to go to that company. So it's almost like this minority of wokes and bollocks people have forced a lot of changes that really shouldn't be happening. Anyone who applies for a job should only get it on merit. The colour doesn't come into anything. It should be on merit. That's gone. That's totally gone. And that is a shame. That's a crying shame.
Going back to Jill, she did the maiden voyage on Oriana as well. It's interesting. Sorry.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've I can see the Colonel wants to play some music. It's been a really good chat night tonight, and so good to see everyone in. So in a minute, we're going to change the traffic light and get everyone to have a wave. One thing I would like to say is, if you haven't seen them yet, Mandy's done some videos, which are up on the Facebook page. So take a look at them when you get a chance.
You haven't seen Mandy's what?
Mandy's videos. What?
Oh, right. I missed that bit. Sorry.
They are brilliant. They are good.
I think the Colonel trying to play some music. So it's time to say bye-bye, and hopefully our anchorman will be back next week.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
and the Second World War. With many new steamers and the success of the brand new tourist class, cruising was still popular during the start of the Depression era. Events eventually caught up, and by 1932 some ships were laid up and 7 older ships were sent to the breakers yard. This slowdown also applied to the cargo side of the business and all the other companies in the P&O group. In 1932, the company did not pay a dividend to the stockholders. The last of the building of ships in the 1920s had been the Viceroy of India in 1929. It had new technology and turbo-electric drive engines and was the ultimate of opulence and luxury. She had rapidly become the favourite ship of the P&O fleet. Then Lord Inchcape had the greatest idea ever. It was the 5 White Sisters, all painted in white instead of P&O standard black, and known collectively by one and all as the Straths. They were the Strathnaver, 1931, Strathaird, 1931, Strathmore, 1935, Stratheden, 1938, and the last one, Strathallan, 1938. They were 22,283 tons, rising to 23,732 tons, and very fast at around 22 knots. Cruising still remained popular in 1932, and in spite of the Depression, 21 cruises were advertised and took place, using 5 of the passenger ships. They were Strathnaver, the Strathaird, the Viceroy of India, the Moldavia, and the Mongolia. In 1932, Sir William Crawford Curry, GBE, became chairman of P&O and group companies, and remained chairman through all the Second World War. That started on the 3rd of September 1939. However, on August the 24th of that year, the government had already been taken up from P&O Rawalpindi as an armed merchant cruiser, seeing which way the wind was blowing and the inevitable start of hostilities. She was not to remain long in that role, and in fact only until the 23rd of November 1939, when she was sunk in the North Atlantic. She had a crew of Royal Navy Reserve and Volunteer Reserve, including some P&O staff who stayed with the ship. She was on patrol between Iceland and the Faroe Islands, and when she met the Schnarhorst and Gezenau, German battleships. In a brave but doomed attempt, she engaged the 2 battle cruisers and scored at least 1 hit on the Schnarhorst. However, after a battle of 14 minutes, she was badly beaten and dead in the water. A 5th of the ship's company had been killed, including the captain. 65 of them were P&O staff who had stayed with the ship. In 1941, P&O lost 5 ships, and British India Company, a group company, 13 ships. One was the sister ship of Rawalpindi, also an armed merchant cruiser, and called Rajputana. The following year, 1942, P&O lost 10 ships and BI 13. At the start of the war, the new Straths were considered far too large for armed merchant cruisers and became troop ships. In Operation Torch, the invasion of North Africa on the 8th of November 1942, a total of 8 P&O vessels were used in the operation. All 5 of the Straths, the Viceroy of India, Multan and Cathay. Also a number of group companies' ships were involved. That meant that 30% of the convoy was P&O group. Within 24 hours of hostilities starting, Cathay and the magnificent Viceroy of India had been lost. In the next 58 days, 3 more of the group vessels were to sink, P&O had 21 passenger ships and 15 cargo ships. By war's end, they had lost 8 passenger ships and 11 cargo ships. Of other group companies, BI lost 45 ships, Union Steam Company of New Zealand, a quarter of their vessels, Strickline, 85% of its ships, and North Line, 7 ships. P&O also lost the Singapore offices, but the Hong Kong offices had survived, and indeed improved by the Japanese occupying forces for their own usage. The London office had survived, in spite of several near misses, and 122 Leadenhall Street went on as P&O headquarters for a long time after. Actually, they were the very offices that I first visited when I went for my first interview with P&O at age 16 in January 1963. However, that is a story for another day. Well, that's all, folks, for this week. From Oscar. Oh, and always remember,
the 42,500-ton Oriana, largest liner built in this country for 20 years. This ship cost her owners £14 million, but what few people realize is that until the trials have been completed, the ship is still the responsibility of her builders, and unless the trials go off smoothly, someone could have a spare liner on their hands. The highlight of the trials was the measured mile speed test, and before this, such conditions as wind, force and direction have to be carefully measured. For this reason, too, the mile-long course, which has been measured out in the Clyde off the Isle of Arran, is taken in both directions so that a mean average speed is recorded.
Ganilasa Isalay Nanong Durarawa Nigo Sana